Welcome, folks, to my travel stitch journal. Please forgive all the editing. I cut out coughing. So I brought my strawberry plants from home, decorated the table, and this is what is made up of our yard. Very special. I thought this might be bay leaf, but when I looked it up, I think it's pronounced Neo. It has a G after the N, and it's from New Zealand. And some succulents someone planted. And then over on the far end, we've got good old-fashioned California native lemonade berries. There you go. Eric's sweeping up. Good going, honey. I planted this lavender. From the strawberry pot, I put in what was left of my plant of thyme. And I know it looks a little bit scraggly, but I had cut it back way far and then ripped it out of that pot and put it in there. And so I think it goes nicely with this rosemary and this happy butterfly daisy plant. There you go. Our friends gifted us this flag and I bought a lantern. And let's get back in the warm tent. Hi, Floss Tube. Allison Seen Stitching here. I love to talk about quilting and cross stitching. I have all of my goodness February to take care of with you before the month gets away from us. This is a channel about my experiences being retired and RVing with my husband, and we are currently camping right now and getting to act as camp hosts, so that's pretty cool. I have a list of and a table full of my current activities, and I'd like to share those out with you and see if I can inspire you. We had a cold in the middle of February, no, early February, that really took us down. It was a slow creeper and took over, and then was such a bowling ball situation in our heads, and then it took forever, and it's still kind of in our throats drying up, so my voice is a little wacky, but let's see what I can take care of sharing with you here. I have so much. I'll try to make it expeditious here. Eric and I were committed to getting our son, our youngest, shepherd him, help him out through the Sheriff's Academy, and he graduated January 19th. It was absolutely wonderful. The week prior to his graduation, we had the invite to act as role players. Eric was a crazy person in the front of the gymnasium that potential sheriffs had to control, subdue. I was a person who had been stabbed, and I didn't want to say who had stabbed me in the leg. And I was supposed to have been in a mall parking lot. So I don't know if I was just too old and too Anglo to be considered, gang affiliation, but that's what they were supposed to question me on. We had a great time, but we hadn't done any RVing for about for about 4.5 months. And then I had scheduled, as soon as graduation, you might be hearing our lovely Southern California rain. What is this? It just picked up as soon as I got all set up. So I hope it is a soft drum beat, not annoying. So we got all set up and got out to Port San Luis, which is in Avila Beach, just above Avila Beach, by Pismo Beach. Maybe you've heard of Pismo. It's the last beach. Pismo is the last beach where they allow you to drive with your rig, your RV, out onto the beach and camp and do your ATVing on the sand dunes. It's really neat, and you can see it from where we were camping. We were camping on a little teardrop shaped part of ground in the harbor. The really high surf that California experienced because of the breakwater did not ruin the opportunity for us to camp there. While we were camping at Port San Luis, I was off on one of my longer walks, and I get a phone call from my husband, who says, "You'll never believe who called me." To make a long story short, about a year and a half ago, we applied as camp host to the state of California state beaches, and he had an opening, the ranger, Marcus, for us to be able to substitute cover for 4 months, 5 months, 4 months, a camp host who needed to go have knee surgery. So we're covering for Bob, who's off having knee surgery. Hope he's doing well. We are enjoying going back and forth between our home, which is about 47 miles away. Zach still lives there, so he's in charge of the house and the dogs and the pool. So we're okay. And now I think I hear the Marines at Camp Pendleton doing some activity. Quilting wise, the most recent thing I finished, well, not finished, because you can see I need to cut off the extra, is a baby quilt for a baby girl who's due this next month. I'll get that ready. And she has a sister that's about 17 months her elder. So I have a quilt at home, a really pretty blue Jelly Roll Race floral that I'd like to gift her. Earlier this week, I completed with some upholstery vinyl window covers for the academy where I volunteer to teach sewing. The principal, Father Daly, needed me to help him out with creating some window blinds. This one is one that was one too many. When you have it attached, oh, I didn't put the Velcro on this side, the sticky Velcro on this side, and if it's on the window, let's see, it would be this way to the teacher in the classroom, this way to the school door window. You're supposed to be able to, if you want to, take it up, pull this Velcro around, and attach it to the Velcro that would be right there. So he asked me to create 11 of those, which I did earlier last week, Monday and Tuesday, I think. And then I did the baby blanket. I have a goal of working on finishing up my Road to California Krista Moser Flutter by Frolic quilt. It's at home on my cutting board, my counter. One of my whip goes of this month was the campers. It was a block of the month that I got all collected, and it's here in a bag. And I did complete block number 1. I've got my light board, and I've got the patterns here that you lay down. You position the pieces and get them sewn down. And I did embroider home sweet home there with some floss. Yeah, and so I have 8. Let's see, there are 8, so I have 7 more to complete. I do have here's all the templates that you lay down on your whiteboard. Here was month 9, the finish, the backing, and the sashing and the binding. So block 2, I'll try to take care of it, and so on. Also with quilting in the trailer, I have had cotton cuts. Village Green. I need to finish that up. I think I have it mostly done, so I have to lay it out. We have a pretty good size trailer floor with the pop-outs out. I should be able to do that. And then for my son-in-law's aunt, who jumped into cotton cuts back in, I think it was 2021, Are You Game? She's got the Labyrinth, blues and aquas batik quilt that I actually made myself for me to finish up. And I, of course, want to give that right back to her. They said, oh, no, I don't want to have it, but I'll get that to her. Stitching wise, I have been very seriously spending quite a bit of time on my dog's declaration. I finished up Liberty there. It looks like, do I have a photo of dog's declaration? I will put it in here, but I am stitching it. It's from Ink Circles. I am stitching it on 18 count Aida peridot by Fiber on a Whim with Boldani hand dyed threads. And it does variegate super nicely. I happily started this project at the same time with my dear sweet friend Tracy, and I swear she is trying to just whip me with this one. I'm also working on the World of Cross Stitches Stitch of the Month, and that is the stitching circle, or quiet stitching room. It's very pastel. Love it. The one thing I didn't share in January was the Patchwork Rabbits Boxing Day box, and it is just precious. There are fabrics and threads and buttons and frames, just super special pieces for me to work on. And of course, I was supposed to have been able to spend Boxing Day working on that. Again, this is the Patchwork Rabbit. You have a house you can do. I don't want to turn these around, they're all patterns. Antique-ish patterns. But super simple. Should have been able to, wrap them up in a week or a day, couple days or two. So I'll work on that. So that was the Patchwork Rabbit Christmas piece. I had a start the other day, and that is the Tudor Bee. I am working it on antique ivory linen, 32 count. got the front of that done. I'm not sure if this is going to be the one I start my leap year start, my A. I've got the threads and the fabric in the back of that. Here's my pretty, so much love latest bag. And in here, the other choice for my leap start, if I can get it done, is I shall pass this way but once. That is from my mom's work, and because my sister abducted it and put it in her house, I'm trying to figure out a way to rechart it and make it my own. Oh, these awesome cards, I think Pam of Just Keep Stitching shared with us a couple months ago, and I printed those up, and I've got my details of my projects on there. January's Whip Go was my Peacock sampler, and I restarted it. I did not like that I was using 2 threads on 18 count fabric. I had the whole door and I was working on it, and it just was so chunky. Given my experience now with my dog's declaration, single thread on 18. So I am working on my Peacock sampler, and I don't, oh yes, it is from Twin Peaks Primitives, and I've been working on, or had this in my queue for a really long time. It's about 21, I think. 2021. Okay, that's that. And my other piece that I was working on while we were camping in January, was my Lighthouse in a bottle. Got quite far on that. Whip Goes for March are the teapot quilt and the Creative Notions box, which is my snowman quilt, and I'll be getting that done. After, we're gonna go pick up black honeycomb fabric as background for this Fort Worth fabric purchase that I made, the beehive. Honeybee, what is this called? The Hive Quilt Kit. So I'm gonna be working on that. So Eric Johnson, come on in here and share with us your experience with our son's graduation. You got to get in here better, huh?
I'm in there. I can see what's up.
Well, scoot in. Scoot up. Nice gloves, honey. You had mud out there, huh? All right. So how was, let's see. Let's start with role playing at the Sheriff's Academy for their checkout on role playing I was talking about earlier.
Role playing. So I was a 5150, a crazy person, blocking an entryway into a public facility.
Yeah.
And the candidates were to attempt to understand who I was, what I was about, where I needed help, and to move me forward. By offering all kinds of help. We can get you to the hospital, get you straightened out on your meds if you need medication, that kind of thing. We had a couple of candidates come through that were, so let's say, a little more on the aggressive side, ranting and yelling and that kind of thing, which only just turned me off even further and made me regress into more of a catatonic state, I guess it would be, of not listening, not wanting to hear anything they want to say. So
just shutting down.
So we had numerous officers come through, or candidates come through, that were very gentle and, hey, what's going on? Can I help you? It looks like you're having a bad day today. Is there anything I can help you with? Which was really encouraging to hear them doing that kind of thing versus the extreme opposite. Then the second night that Alice and I did it, we were a spousal dispute scenario, or disruption, or whatever you want to call it, abuse. And
we changed up the scenario.
We changed up the scenario big time. They had this big drawn out, the guy went out on his girlfriend
the night before they were to be
supposed to get married, She's all upset. He's all upset by saying, I don't know what he said. But anyway, it's a long out, drawn out, written up scenario. And Alice and I decided to change it up a little bit and make it a little bit more, I would say, I'm not saying that's
user-friendly for us.
User-friendly for us, yeah. So I'll let you tell them about that one.
Oh,
I'm coughing.
Yeah, I was telling him we had this cold that just doesn't seem to want to go away. Let's see, you made it, or we decided that it wouldn't be the guy who was the batterer, but the woman, and I had struck him in the head.
In the nose.
In the nose, so he had a black eye. We put
bloody nose.
Bloody nose with some lipstick material makeup they had, and I had punched him in the nose because he messed up my favorite laundry basket.
I didn't fold the laundry correctly.
He didn't fold the laundry correctly.
And I broke the handle on our most favorite, precious laundry basket.
Yeah.
And she'd had enough. And
pissed. That's it. Anyway, I think candidate number 3 who came in was our son. And I nearly exploded in laughter when I opened the door, which was the start of the scenario. But given my best thespian self, I kept it going, my anger and my steam in my head. And you did all right with him, right? He did a good job with you? He
kept me away from you. Even when I want to walk up and say, hey, it's okay, it's no big deal, he would usher me away to another area and tell me, stay there, I'll come talk to you in a few minutes. Let me get this all straightened out first and go that route.
So we had a great night that night, 2 nights in a row. First night, super cold. I was outside, my feet on the concrete. Oh, it's really starting to rain. We're super cold. So the second night, I dressed way warmer in more layers, more socks, better shoes. And of course, what did they give us? An inside job. So that was awesome. So let's see. And then I wanted a little bit of your side of when we were up in Port San Luis and you got a certain blessed phone call.
Oh, so we're up there camping and on our way up to the campground or on the beach.
On the
spot,
beach, yeah.
Dry camping, no power, no electric, no sewer. I'm sitting in the trailer, Allison's gone out for a nice long walk, and I get this phone call. And it happened to be Marcus down here at San Clemente asking if we were available to come in and become camp hosts.
And to cover for 4 months.
And cover for 4 months. So that's where we are now. It was a shocking and big surprise because we weren't anticipating getting a call at all from the state campground.
Yeah.
Or any campground for that matter. And they must I made connections with Marcus a little bit saying, hey, I'm going to do anything and everything, whatever you got.
And we'd see him other times we were here camping.
Every single time we'd come in to use the campground, I'd search him out and say, hey, how's it going? And hey, I noticed you put in these speed bumps. I noticed you put in these concrete slabs for trash receptacles. And now he's got walls up around all of them and a slam lid 4x4 post that goes across them, so you won't, when the people open up the lid on the trash can and we drop it won't break this fence. Yeah. And every single time we come in, we just kind of, hey, just touching base. How you doing? You need help? Give us a yell. We're here for you. You know, we're not doing much of anything, and if it's a short term, a day, 2 days, a week, a month,
we're up.
We're here. And then when you're done and tired with us, you can kick us out. It's no big deal. So anyway, so we got the phone call and came down here, and for the first 2 weeks we just sat because we had to submit all the paperwork, go through a background check and live scan and make sure
we had done the application, but now it's to a level, the paperwork is a packet.
Yeah.
Once they actually assign you.
So me being me, wanting to get going and made contacts with one of our other camp hosts on both sides of this. Earl gave me some phone numbers of another camp host on the other side of the park, and I decided, I'm not going to wait around. I want to get going on this. So I invited myself.
Attaboy, Johnson.
to go into the meeting, the morning meeting, the roll call, and walked over there with Matt and went into the gate and showed me the codes and this, that, and the other, and went and sat down. And Matt and I are talking, and a gentleman comes up and says, here, I've got more paperwork for you to do.
He's like the guy in charge, right?
We think. I don't know. I haven't seen him since.
Oh.
Handed me 2 big old packets of paperwork to fill out and get a live scan and fingerprinting and DMV printout, but that DMV printout came on later. Got the live scan done. We went home for a couple of days, and while we're down there, I get this call from Marcus saying we need a DMV printout. So we're over at our daughter's house, got that printed up. So now I think I had a completed packet. Walked it all back into the office and turned it in. And within probably, what, another week?
Another week-ish, maybe
About
5 days.
Got notification, hey, your paperwork cleared. Of course, now I've got to do jury duty service, which I'm not too excited
Have you called yet?
No, it's not 3 o'clock yet.
Oh, you have to call at 3.
Yeah, well, I'm going to call anyways.
Yeah,
Get
I
in
would
there
do
and
it.
say, look, this is enough.
So we're busy.
Yep, having fun.
Yep. And then I have to turn in my paperwork. I need my live scan. And that'll take probably another week to get cleared.
And then she'll be helping out wherever they need her.
The shop or the front gate, I don't know, or let's do some theater.
Yep.
Give me a script.
So there's a
Or
rundown.
we'll create a script. That's the rundown. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I got to get in there and bake up those biscuits.
I got to get our stuff out of the rain.
Yep. Okay. So here's our RV experience. Lots of pictures of the sunsets. My goodness, they've been beautiful. And just been visited with plenty of rain. We've had rain probably almost half the time we've been here since February 5th. Anyway, have a great rest of February. Celebrate some new start on leap year if you like. And I'll see you in March. Woo! Bye-bye for now. Market releases. One of my sweet friends asked me about my desires to order from Market. And I have to say, I have looked through them all, and I haven't been like super. I have so many samplers and so many projects. I do feel like I'm on a no, don't go after more, but there are a sweet few that I looked through from maybe 4 or 5 emails from shops on the East Coast that had Market. Like, if you want stuff, please, order them up. So I do have a few photos that I took of brand new products that were going to come out at Market that I would really probably love to do, but goodness knows I have plenty to catch up on, and I need some finishes. Notice I had none. So let's get going. Thank you. Class 470 graduation. The folks in back in the dark blue are from city agencies that use the Sheriff's Academy to train their candidates. Zach earned top shot for the class. Here he is with Sheriff Luna. I neglected to share one of my gift-giving experiences this last month. I contacted my former district colleague in theater arts, Susan, who was retired a couple of years prior to me, and I had remembered that at one of our theater board meetings, she had just stated off the top of her head, I really want a quilt, and it just stuck in my head over the years. Hi, Susan. Okay, so what was that you were just saying, Susan, about a quilt?
Well, right before you, Allison, contacted me and said you had a quilt for me,
Yeah.
I had just independently been thinking to myself, oh, I wish I had a quilt.
There you go.
That would be so wonderful to have one. And then suddenly it was available to me. I'm so grateful.
So I sent you
So excited.
three pages of 4, I think.
Yes.
So, or 11.
Something like that.
And I thought there was one, you said blue or whatever at that meeting. And I go, okay, this one is for Susan. And then I thought, well, but maybe she's got different flavors. So I put all these other ones in. Oh, and here's this orange one, just in case. And guess what she thought she'd like the best?
Well, because my daughter was there when I was looking at them, and she was looking through it, and she said, oh, no. To feng shui everything, it would be better to have the contrast of the orange rather than, the blue tones that you usually have. So.
I got your feng shui right here. All right. So there's the story, Morning Glory. Susan got it home, onto her bed, and gifted me with these photos. It looks so pretty, and I'd like to thank my friend Lois for quilting it so beautifully. Next thing, getting the trailer ready for departure. There's the tent that I ordered. Nice. What are you doing there, Eric?
I'm sucking.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Using the vacuum, getting all this old sand out and get ready for new sand going in.
Oh,
what you doing, Eric
very
Johnson?
good. Here's our arrival, February 5th. Eric, what do you think about these weather conditions today?
Absolutely beautiful. Sunny California. About 85 degrees out.
Not. All right, so when we get there, what do you have to do to set up in conditions such as this, honey?
Move fast.
Oh, okay.
Dodge the raindrops.
Okay. My goodness, it might be a lake or space. Who knows? Alrighty. Obviously, we won't be setting up the tent. And what else? The space will be fine, right? When we get there?
Well, we don't know until we get there. We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're driving down the road.
I know, I'm sorry. All right. I'm just in. I'll speed this up. And here's our arrival at the main gate, where we're not checking in, but becoming official camp hosts. And we got our trailer down and took a drive down to the beach area just next to the campground. Those kids were riding their boogie boards down the street in the river of muddy water. We took a walk out to the train tracks that are not being used. Look at how muddy the ocean looks. Nothing like driving back into the campground, home away from home. Third one over. There's our cougar flow straight ahead. Camped next to Earl on the right and his wife, and to Sandy and Brent on the left. Gonna enjoy a lovely dinner on the pier, but we see our local news station taking photos of the earth that has slipped out from the historic Casa Romantica wedding venue. It's just a mess. Can't not take a photo of a beautiful sunset. Love the rays of sunlight filtering through the clouds in so many directions. Eric had the clam chowder bowl, and I had enjoyed the coconut shrimp. And I don't think the pedestrian underpass under the railroad is supposed to be a swimming pool. Enjoying some warm rays. Quilting up a baby boy quilt. So my super husband did some light application.
Installing the solar lights that Allison purchased, 2 years ago?
For summer.
For summer use.
Yeah.
We figured we'd give them a shot.
It's okay.
Give them a shot underneath the tent so she could do some sewing out here outside.
Mm-hmm. Going for a walk around the park on the beach side, looking up at the sandstone. What'd you notice, Eric?
All our lovely ground squirrels and all the damage they've caused to the hillside, allowing water to go down the holes and blow out the holes, creating a water course, doing a substantial amount of damage to the to the hillsides here.
Look at that washout of sand in the road walkway. Pretty bad. You going to be cleaning that up, Eric, or has it already been cleaned up?
No, the tractor, they had a tractor down there, but it's still encroaching. They're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Okay. Evidence of sunshine. I'm working on a RV panel quilt that I've had for quite a while. I think I got it from Annie's Quilts or Annie's catalog. Eric using the warm cones. Love the beach, love the flora and fauna. Happy ice plant. Happy lavender. Daisies. Bunnies. And here's our parking lot. And of course, sunset. Beautiful. More wetness. Here we are, headed out on one of our weekends, heading home. I was happy to be home to celebrate National Margarita Day, don't you know? I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to spot the Johnson man in the wild. Johnson man caught in the wild.
Yep.
What they got you up to, honey? Weeding?
Right now, just weeding.
Very good.
Just get them cleaned up.
I hear power tools over there. That's not you, huh?
No, that's Curtis.
Okay. Yeah.
Got my piles.
All righty. Love you. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And as I was heading back to the trailer, Eric's maintenance workmate really nice. Curtis invited me in to see the gardener's cottage, which is now used as a wedding venue. Super pretty patio.
Force is going to help take these bushes down.
So you did all that.
I take these down to the top of the wall.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting in there, you have a view
of the ocean. Yeah. This is blocking it, I think. You can stand and see it, but yeah.
Did all the weeding that was here.
Yeah.
In the corner.
This is all the lemonade bush.
Yeah. I'd almost suggest bringing this down.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Curtis about that. And then they got to get a pole one and get that middle section. You see where it's kind of straggly.
Pretty today.
And then back in here, I need to get a drag mat.
For leveling.
Yeah, just drive it.
Like they use on the baseball fields?
Yep. Get that all leveled out.
Okay.
Get those roots cut out.
And then take care of your friends, the squirrels.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Pretty.
Okay. This is how my man comes home from work. Couldn't resist some pretty little spring flowers, a baby trees trying to make it, and gorgeous sunset. My daughter sent me this photo and I go, well, I'm not sure what she's doing there. And then she pointed out, no, up on the wall to the right, Mom. And so my niece has the wedding sampler that I made her and her husband Martine on the wall. Very proud. And finally, here's a few of the market releases that were posted on a few websites that I just really thought were super pretty. And if I was so inclined, would absolutely invest in. Cheers, everybody. Have a lovely end of February. Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe. After the rain, the sun will reappear.